I always used to make my own T-shirts, you know, and then you get really attached to them, and you'd. But it's the first casualty of touring. Possessions.
What happens? What happens to things on tour? They just disappear then?
Well, you've got getting from the dressing room to the gig, and then getting back to the dressing room, and then getting out of the gig.
And people just
don't
take
know.
your
No,
shirts.
it's like the sock universe.
Okay.
You know, they just go.
That was Razorlight, and now you are Johnny Borrell on your own, except with another exotically named band.
Zazu.
Zazu. Where did Zazu come from?
Well, I invited the band down to my place in the Basque Country. And we were playing, and we'd go out and play little parties, and we'd play little villages in the mountains and stuff. And we were just at a party, and there was some people just saying, "Oh, you guys are so Zazu," and we're like, "Okay."
Right. Is that it's just a local?
But we looked it up, and no, it's a pre-war sort of French anarchist cult.
Okay.
And it seemed to make a lot of sense.
Because clearly that's what you are.
Well, so we quite liked it. So, yeah. So we just, yeah.
But the new group and the new music, it's sort of very fresh, very idiosyncratic, sort of stripping everything back to the roots again, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I invite the guys down. I said, you know, let's try and make a record, you know, at my house. And then we sort of got there, and we realised we didn't have any instruments.
Okay.
So we kind of just played with whatever we had, you know, and so we just built it up. It's like a skiffle band, you know. We just played with whatever we had, and there was a piano in the house, and João, our saxophone player, he brought his sax down, and then from that we just built everything else up. So there's no bass guitar or guitar and drum kit and stuff like that. We just kind of just built it all up.
And you started recording that in the Basque Country, and then what happened?
Yeah, I mean, well, Fred, who plays piano in the band, I just asked him if he wanted to come down and help me produce my solo record, and we'd literally just met João, who's the guy who plays sax. He comes from Brazil, and he'd come to London, and he was just busking on the street. And we saw him, and he was just such a great player, so we just asked him to come and play with us.
That's an amazing way to pick up musicians, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, within a week of him coming to Brazil, he was driving down to the Basque Country with Fred and you know, playing on the record.
And this more natural, sort of organic way of making music, is it something you think that you lost with Razorlight because of the success of the band?
Yeah, I mean, I think every time I mean, I started Razorlight because I wanted to communicate with people and make songs, you know. And I think as the career goes on, it always gets more complicated.